I have not done a meanwhile on Snapchat in a while. And obviously you're going, what on earth's a meanwhile on Snapchat? A meanwhile on Snapchat is just when I take a very important topic and break it down into 5 videos so that I can take my time over it, explore all of the minutiae, and get the information that you need so that you can walk away from the video going, I learned something pretty cool, but also it's important to my development as a human being. Stuff like consciousness or the solar system or just our place in the world in general. Now, today's no different. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, did you know we're already in Phase 4 of the MCU? Because apparently, when Avengers Endgame ended, that was the end of Phase 3. We've now gone into Phase 4. I don't know which movie apparently switched Phase 1 to Phase 2 and Phase 2 to... Nobody cares. All we know now is we're in Phase 4. Now, Phase 3 was pretty good. Avengers Infinity War and Endgame were 2 of the best superhero movies ever made that happened to be back to back. Now, Marvel has been doing some amazing things. In Phase 1, 2, and 3, we're talking Iron Man, Captain America, The Avengers, all those cool movies that you probably have watched, even if you're not a comic book nerd. Obviously, there's some like Black Widow and the, Eternals. Nobody watches those ones, obviously, but that's where we get into the problems that the MCU has currently hit into. Well, I say we get into it. We get into it tomorrow. This is enough for today, right? Whoa. Hold your horses there past me. This is widescreen Kris. Just to say, can we slow down for a hot second? Just to say what we're doing. Hi, YouTube. We are doing a meanwhile on Snap. Actually, I think the other guy did explain it. Let's crack on with day 2. Stop what you're doing. This is important. Yesterday we started speaking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we said that they ended Phase 3 on a massive high because of Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, which were 2 of the best superhero movies ever made, and they capped off Phase 3. Cool, great. And also special mention to Thor Ragnarok, which was amazing. Not only because, Thor 1 and 2 sucked, but Taika Waititi, who is the director of Thor Love and Thunder, the new movie coming out soon, he is one of the best working directors Marvel has at the moment. So obviously special mention. And then, actually before then, didn't Captain What's-Her-Name come out as well? Captain Marvel. Yeah, that's actually quite a funny story. My evil side enjoys it because before the movie came out, which I think was between Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, but nobody remembers, nobody cares. Before the movie came out, Marvel was like, yeah, this is where we're putting our stock. We're putting our stock in Captain Marvel. So they gave her some unprecedented 5 or 6 movie deal, and they were like, yeah, okay, this is where we're putting our money. And then the movie came out, and then as the audience said, yeah, that's not for us, friends. So I'm not sure what Marvel's going to do about that. But they went up super high, and then they got greedy. They were like, we're not happy with our pie. We want more pie. So they try to expand into TV shows, which has been difficult for them because all of the TV shows have had real bad problems. Most of them are bad writing and terrible endings. WandaVision, maybe we can give a pass, the first one, because of COVID. COVID affected a lot of that. But as it seems, it doesn't look like they were on the right track because then Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out and had a terrible story and a terrible ending, and then Loki came out and I was super excited for Loki, and then they decided they were going to do some sort of weird self-incest storyline, and it was pretty gross. Loki, and then they got another Loki from another universe who was a girl. They had this sexual thing throughout. That was gross. I don't know what Disney was thinking. Doesn't seem like a Disney thing to me. But Moon Knight seems like it's going well, and also we know that Doctor Strange is coming out soon, so that's going to be amazing. But they are currently in dire straits because the movies that have released this Phase 4 so far have been terrible. Eternals, you didn't watch that, neither did I. Shang-Chi, you didn't watch that, neither did I. But also, it sucked and you shouldn't watch it. But tomorrow we're going to be talking about good stuff, hopefully. Comic book movies are based on comic books, as you'd expect. And there's 2 major brands when it comes to comic books. There's Marvel and DC. We've been talking about Marvel and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but arguably DC has the better characters. Your Batmans and your Supermans and your Wonder Womans. But if there's one thing that DC is good at, it's being bad at making movies. Now, sure, they'll release a half-decent Batman every few years because Batman's Batman. But in terms of the rest of things, as soon as they start stringing an idea together, DC sucks hard. And Marvel, as it turned out, over the last 10 or 20 years, however long the MCU has been good, they've been making good movies, so the competition hasn't even been a factor. But as we said yesterday, Marvel is currently in dire straits. Everything they've tried new recently has sucked. The only half-decent thing that Marvel has released recently is Spider-Man No Way Home. But that's only like half Marvel, because Spider-Man is owned by Sony. It's some weird deal it's not worth getting into right now. But the good news is something great is coming very soon, and then something great is coming soon after that. So surely Marvel can pick themselves up by their own bootstraps and get themselves out of these dire straits. We can only hope, and also we can wait till tomorrow when I figure out whether that's going to happen or not, because I'm done for today, right? There's no way that Marvel could have released two of the best superhero movies of all time back to back to cap off their phase 3 of events and then still come up with something good straight after that. If you're a person, you know that once you've done anything major in your life, you need to take 1 or 2 beats to just recharge and release a few duds. And Marvel has done that. But at time of recording, we are just days away from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And by the time you're watching this, you've likely seen the movie, and it was good, right? Be honest. And at time of recording, we are literally 1 month away from Thor: Love and Thunder. But by the time you're watching this, you've probably already seen the movie, and it was good though, right? Be honest, Marvel will be fine. DC, on the other hand, well, the new Batman has just come out, and apparently everybody loves the new Batman, and of course it's Batman, so it doesn't really belong to DC. Batman is all of ours, because we have stuck through Batman through thick and thin as an audience, so Batman belongs to us just about as much as it belongs to DC. But I did not love the new Batman movie like everybody else did, for 1.5 specific reasons, but I'll round down. The main villain of the movie is supposed to be the Riddler. Now, if you're making a Batman movie, that means you've got some dude dressed up as a bat. I want some dude dressed up as the Riddler, not some jackass that is just a Zodiac killer wannabe who happens to like riddles and has a question mark on their shoulder. You freaking idiots. Batman aside, because Batman belongs to us all, DC still doesn't know how to release a freaking good superhero movie. So Marvel, in their Vibranium Tower, has literally no competition. So whether or not they're good, we just gonna have to suck up whatever they squirt at us. And that's where we're gonna end things now. However, thinking about it, there should be some competition to Marvel. So what I will do is create another Meanwhile on Snapchat series, and I will make a comic book universe to rival Marvel's cinematic universe. But that's for a whole nother Meanwhile on Snapchat. Good to see you. Well, that escalated quickly, so apparently I've got another Meanwhile on Snapchat to make immediately now. So it was good to see you, YouTube, but apparently I'm back to work. This is now an end screen. That means you've made it to the end of the video. Congratulations to you, but there's way more that you can be doing. So if you want, hit the linked video up above, but make sure to hit subscribe down below as well.